All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Sinister1. I'm joined on the couch here by Apollo22237. We have swordsmankirby and garadas21 about to race this fantastic game that you've probably never played because it came out in 1993. Super Nintendo had already been out a couple years by then, but they were still making games for the NES, and this is a good one.
Oh, our game feeds are switched.
We're gonna fix something real quick. The game feeds are.
And or you can switch the names, I guess.
All right, so while they're fixing that, I'll tell you a little bit about the lore for this game. So in Rescue Rangers 1, you know, of course, Chip and Dale were successful along with the help of Monterey Jack and Gadget and Zipper all working together. They got Fat Cat imprisoned. But Fat Cat, he has broken out of prison via a blimp, however that works. So now he's on the loose again, man, and he's up to no good as usual. He's victimizing this poor.
I'll just stay on 2 players and then Oh, sorry.
This poor local restaurant. He's threatening to. He put a time bomb in this restaurant, so the Rescue Rangers have to go and disarm this time bomb, and and then they can get after Fat Cat.
They're both the same.
Now they're both the same.
They both
speed
have
right
his speed.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm one player. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This is gonna be a frame perfect. Frame perfect race about
Better than the
to
DuckTales
go off here. So I'll give you a little more information about this. These guys are both going to be doing 1 player, 2 controllers, and swordsmankirby here, he uses rubber bands to tie his controllers together. Garadas, on the other hand, uses tape. His controllers are taped together, so they already have kind of some different styles. But either way, the controllers are stacked on top of one another in a way that you can control the D-pad and the buttons on the top with your thumbs, and then you use your fingers for the underneath controller. And that's how you're going to control both characters.
Oh, wait,
Thankfully,
now the names are switched.
Oh no! They replaced. Now the name are switched back. Could you switch back the names? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're good. All right, we're good. Thank you.
Here we go. Woo!
All right, we're ready to go.
There we go.
We are ready to go at long last. So we gotta go see about disarming this time bomb that Fat Cat set. So I'm gonna give these guys a countdown if they're both ready. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, here we go. So you can see right away you're allowed to carry your fellow chipmunk in this game, and they're going to be utilizing that a lot. Not only can you carry your fellow chipmunk, but you can throw him, and if you've been walking for 30 frames or more, you'll do this turbo throw that you saw Garadas just do. That actually will damage enemies as well. The only way you can damage the enemies in this game is if you actually throw your partner, which is what they're going to be using most of the time, or if you throw the boxes. That's what you see all these boxes around for. These little RR symbols don't really do anything, but they kind of slow you down during bonus stages, so they're going to kind of want to avoid those as much as possible. And this first stage is pretty straightforward. One thing that's different from this game to the previous game is that the way damage works is you don't really get boosted backwards. Most of the time, you'll just get boosted forwards. And you can say they're both taking a death there. And whenever you take a death, you go into this balloon form. And the balloon form kind of takes you out of bounds. So he was able to just kind of skip this little water section there. And they're already at the first boss. This is a pretty tricky boss fight, though.
One thing you're going to see in these boss fights especially, as Sinister was talking about, the 30 frames of horizontal movement, but you have like a turbo throw. What was discovered recently was you could pause the game while walking in one direction, turn around while paused, and you'll keep that turbo throw while walking the other way. So that's going to be used a lot during this run.
And nice job by both of our runners. It's actually a little tricky to survive that fight sometimes. And then in these one-up stages, there's actually 4 different patterns that you can get. So that's going to determine how many lives you get over the course of the run, which becomes pretty important because there are a lot of places that you can use death abuse. The minimum is kind of like probably 6 deaths, but they want to take more than that to be optimal. So we'll see how that plays out as we get through some of these later stages. But for now, this stage is pretty straightforward, and it's one of the easier bosses. You don't even need the charged up turbo attack. by using the pause glitch because there's going to be wind physics against the boss. So you can see Swordsman Kirby is fighting him right now. He's going to kind of kick these bricks at him, and then you can just run up to him, go ahead and throw Dale right on through. And he's going to do that one more time. So it's important to note, actually, also that by throwing your partner, that deals double the damage than if you were to pick up the bricks that he is kicking at you and throw those. So it's much, much faster to do this game in the 2-player mode than in the 1-player mode, which is another reason that these guys are doing this. All right, so 1 and 4 lives here. Let's see what 1-up Garadas gets. He gets a nice 2-up there, so he's good on lives. So Kirby with a slight lead here going in 3. There's a lot of boss RNG in this game, though. It's extremely RNG heavy, as a matter of fact. So we could see some lead changes determined just by the boss luck alone.
Yeah, I'm sure there's definitely plenty of time for it to go back and forth, maybe even a few times throughout this run here. So anything can happen.
So this next boss is it's kind of a treacherous situation. There's some platforming that you have to do during the boss fight. So we're going to see a charged up shot, pause buffer into another charged up, intentional death, and then one more final shot, and there you go. That was a really nice boss fight. So you can see Swordsman Kirby actually has his life situation kind of flip-flop. He's 4 and 1. And it's actually okay, like, for now, because Dale, most of Dale's death, I think, are going to be a little later on. But Garadas definitely in a better live situation for the moment.
Another 2-up for Dale there, too, so he's looking real good with that.
So the idea of this stage that you see both of them in right now is that you're in a freezer, and you have 3 minutes to get out, even though it takes like less than 30 seconds. But they were pretty generous with the countdown. This is not like the escape sequence from Super Metroid or anything. It's not that much pressure. It's like, okay, we still have plenty of time. All right, so Kirby got out, and Garadas not too far behind. And one single one up there for Dale. So still not in an ideal situation as he enters the ghost house. So a little bit more lore. Fat Cat, after the time bomb ended up being a fake. But he has the urn of the Pharaoh and has unleashed these ghosts by opening this urn. So now they're in the ghost house, and they have to go and close the urn of the Pharaoh. And I think they might actually fight. I don't know if this boss is supposed to be representative of the Pharaoh or who he is, but he's kind of an interesting boss. And recently they discovered a way to get a lot more 1 cycles on this guy. So let's see what kind of luck Swordsman Kirby gets here. All right, nice job on the first 2. Oh, he got the bad pattern. Oh, that's so unfortunate. So this is a chance that Garadas could possibly catch up a little bit if he gets a 1 cycle.
Yeah, you're going to notice with that boss, it's either going to drop the rocks while moving to the left, or it can shoot some lightning bolts out. And there, he got that.
All right, Garadas not quite able to get the 1 cycle there, but he'll get a fast 2 cycle. So he probably did gain a little bit of time. All right, so they were able to close the urn of the Pharaoh, but Fat Cat has, he's been busy while he was in jail, apparently. He's built a whole amusement park, and now he has hidden keys in the amusement park, and the rescue rangers have to go and recover the keys to get into his secret lair.
Yeah. This is actually the first time I hear the plot of this game.
Yeah, so there's actually 3 stages you have to go through to get the keys. You have Clock Tower, you have Western World, and Future World. You know, during a race here, we don't have time to choose which one, so we're just going to go in order. So Clock Tower comes first.
Clock Tower is first, and again, the boss has some interesting RNG elements, so we'll see if it's going to be 1 cycle or 2 cycle or worse. Nice intentional death there. That is going to allow him to get to the boss door just a little bit quicker. You can see he's about a 2nd time save. All right, gets the pause buffer. Oh, not a good pattern, though, unfortunately. So this is going to be a bit of a longer fight.
Yeah, that cog went right in the middle of the screen. Was not the best place for Swordsman Kirby over there.
And again, so that was very bad luck for Kirby. Oh, Garadas, his balloon ran out. So the balloon is actually on a time limit, unfortunately. Thankfully, he has plenty of lives, so he's in a situation where he can recover from this. But that is going to take a bit of a toll because that was a double death. So normally if you die with just one ranger, then you get the other one comes out and you're ballooning. But if you die with both, then you have to start back at the beginning of the stage, which is what happened there. Meanwhile, Swordsman Kirby progressing on into Western World. Watch out for the falling meatballs. Yeah, so they're on this little kind of like train track. It's actually very dangerous with 2 players. They didn't program this very well, and Chip can easily get knocked off the back of that thing. Okay, Gyarados also getting a bad pattern, unfortunately.
Yeah, same again.
But he's able to get the kill. So normally here, Kirby, if he had a bit more lives, he'd probably be taking some deaths here. But I don't think his life count is really great.
I'll take 1 extra.
Okay, he's taking 1. He's taking 1. So remember, all these deaths save time. So the more 1-ups you get, you're in better shape. And there you can see he's ballooning. He's at the end of the stage. This is a really tricky boss fight. And he gets the double buffer. That's really, really hard to do. You have to do 2 start buffers there. And you can see that this boss can actually jump up to levels where you can't really hit him. So you rely on him coming down to the ground. That was a good fight.
Yeah, very good fight.
Very nice. And now we do get to see that life total at 4 and 5 is really, really strong. So not even needing 1-ups here, but getting 1. That's fine. It's going to be some more intentional deaths in Future World here. There's one. And this is a nice one because it allows you to kind of cut around this corner and get almost all the way to the end of the stage.
I want enough time for it.
Yeah, it's gonna have to take another one. That's fine. So meanwhile, Gyarados seeing how many lives he can burn in Western World. And Swordsman Kirby is coming up to the most RNG-heavy boss in the game. This guy, you can't hit him on the ground, so this is the one fight you're really dependent on throwing things at the boss rather than throwing your fellow chipmunk. So you have to wait for him to kind of drop this spike ball thing that drops out these 2 little things that you can then throw at him. And it takes 8 hits on this guy. So that was nice. He got a double really quick there. Yeah. And he's gonna carry. He's carrying Chip there for lag reduction. When you're carrying your friend, that's actually gonna reduce lag because it counts them as 1 sprite instead of 2.
I do want to point out too, Gyarados had a really good boss fight on the Card Cat. He stayed at the bottom the whole time, so he did save a little time, and that's definitely what he needs right now. Save time a little here and there, try to catch up. Yeah, if he can get good luck on this boss fight, although Swordsman Kirby is getting really nice luck so far, I think. He just needs another hit or 2, and he is going to be done and on his way to Fat Cat.
Yeah, really.
And there it is. So final stage coming up for Swordsman Kirby here. He's doing just fine in terms of lives. And Fat Cat is going to be actually a pretty easy boss fight. It's one of the easier boss fights. You can actually kill him before he starts moving around at all. His stage is pretty straightforward. There's these little levers that you kind of got to switch around to get these treadmills going in the right direction. And then just some basic platforming. But Fat Cat himself, he's got the Fat Cat mechanical suit, or there's some special name for it. I forgot that part though. But this mechanical suit is very heavy apparently, and it takes some time to kind of get it going. So you're not going to really get to see what it does, unfortunately. I'm sorry. You're just going to kind of see that it is a suit. Yeah, anyone that's played this game, for fun, just casually when they were younger, that final fight against Fat Cat, it could take forever. So everyone's going to be, it's great to see how quick these guys can take down the boss before it even starts doing anything at all. Right, because in one player, you're dependent on waiting for getting something to throw at Fat Cat, which takes a very, very long time. Yeah, Gyarados finished off the Gecko over here, and he's going to try to go on to the last stage as well, see what he can do. All right, and Swordsman Kirby coming up to the end. I think he may take one more intentional death here. And there it is, just to save that extra little second, get to the edge of the screen faster. And here's Fat Cat. So it's going to take 5 of these hits to do, and now with the Strata being able to use the pause buffer. So just to explain, it's a frame perfect turnaround, so that's why they pause before turning around, because you have to be walking for 30 frames without stopping, and if you turn around, normally
Time.
that would stop your momentum. And that is time.
Nice. Great fight.
Great job.
Yep.
Great run. Still has some lives left over. As you can see, they placed a bonus stage after the final fight for no reason at all.
Well done, Swordsman Kirby,
Yeah, there you
winning
go.
at 12:21.2.
Wow, that's a really strong time.
Very good time.
So Swordsman Kirby has the world record at 12:05, just to give you an idea. And Garadas getting ready to finish up here as well. This is another really tough screen. This screen with getting the ball shot at you. You can take an intentional death here, but I think it's maybe it can be done a little more optimally. It depends. But he is through, and of course now we get to see that there is danger ahead. Watch out, guys. Fat Cat, he's a tough one, as you saw. Let's see how Garadas handles it. Lights out. There you go. So normally Fat Cat would take off, he would become airborne, but he doesn't even get to do that. He gets just a little bit airborne, but that's
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
That's time.
Very good.
That's it.
Awesome.
All right. Very good effort from garadas21 at 13:39.9.
Very nice.
Cool.
So great job with both of our runners. And that's Rescue Rangers 2, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Very nice race between Swordsman Kirby and Garadas. But stay tuned as the action will keep on rolling. Up next, we will have Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic being run by Lack Attack. For those that don't know, you have a lot to look forward to with Doki Doki Panic, as this is, in fact, the precursor to a game that is considered a masterpiece and quite possibly the greatest game of all time, Super Mario Bros. 2. Thank you very much, TGH, for the $300 donation. Greetings from the TGH community. Yeah, go ahead, come on. $300 is very nice. Greetings from the TGH community. A while back, we held a fundraising drive for my friend Revolution to be able to make it to AGDQ 2019 and run Freedom Planet, but sadly, he couldn't make it due to things beyond his control. Everyone who donated agreed to have their support go towards a donation to AGDQ and PCF instead, and this is the result. Thank you guys for being awesome and wish you were here, Revo. Ah! Thank you very much, Anonymous, for the $50 donation. I always look forward to this event every year. Love the message, love you all, and I hope to see it going for years to come. All right, a quick update on some of the challenges. We are currently donating to get Sonic Mania Plus added to the marathon. We are currently a little over a third of the way there, so please keep those donations coming in, as Sonic Mania Plus would be an absolutely phenomenal race to watch. Bid Wars, we got Sanic Ball coming up in the not too distant future. Currently, Knuckles is in the lead at $1,244, with Sanic trailing behind at $380. So keep those donations going if you would like to see someone besides Knuckles ran in Sanic Ball. Also part of the Sonic block, we have Sonic Rush. Currently, Blaze is in the lead at $1,538, with Sonic trailing behind at $453.37. Now, Blaze is a unique character with a lot going for her, but it is worth noting that Sonic is faster, and you know, people do like things that are fast at this event, so feel free to donate. Thank you very much, A Little White Dog, for the $50 donation. Aaron, it's not Super Mario Bros. 2, but Doki Doki Panic is the next best thing. Is 2 years old too young to begin learning how to speedrun Super Mario Bros. 2? Thanks, Kevin. Thank you very much, FBach36, for the $50 donation. AGDQ is such an incredible event, and I can't thank the organizers and runners enough. Keep up the good work. And with that, we are moving on to Lack Attack with Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic.